Okay, Putin moves south. Struggle for the Eurasian Heartland, Joseph Miranda, Modern War Magazine. So, I don't really have complete resolution on what I did last time and what came up last time about the, what do they call it, the SF insurgency operation. I think I'm going to talk about it anyways. I might do it on the Russian side. So this is the Russian Confederation action. Okay, so here's an example. Start with 2 Russian SF units here. 2 SF Russian units, each of them are 2 strength. So if they go to take... Okay, Turkmenbashi here is both a port and it's a minor base. In fact, let's go after it. What I'm saying is when I commit the 2 SF units to this city, I'm trying to flip the garrison here. I'm rolling 1 die per strength point. And what I'm saying is 1 unit, well, okay, what do I know? What do I know is that if I'm done with the first unit and I've successfully flipped the garrison, then it's done. This unit would not participate, but it also would not be withdrawn or anything. It's lost, basically. Its potential is lost. So that means that it matters. Alright, it matters. Alright, let me flip them back. I think something, I don't know. What's the most I can say is something wasn't thought through here. Let's grab a conventional unit. Alright, so here, the Turkmen Combined Arms Corps, 1st Combined Arms Corps. It is also in the hex. So we have a regular unit, or I should say a non-garrison unit and a garrison unit. Okay, so if I, where is it? There it is. Alright, if with the first unit I roll both for each strength point, ignore the results on the dice, but I roll for each strength point. At the end of that, I get an R1 result. Oh, okay. Alright. Let's go with all the different things. Alright, let's say I roll a 5. Okay, now pay attention to the results. So I roll a 5. This is an R1, which stands for Rebellion 1. If there's not another enemy ground unit in this hex, so let's say that one's not there, then I would flip it. And we would go from there. But if there is another enemy unit in the hex, then it's treated as no effect. Okay. Now let's say, as a matter of fact, so let's say that was the first roll for the first strength point. Then I would roll another one for the second strength point, then now I would get blowback. Blowback is to give the enemy gains 1 AP. So the coalition would gain 1 action point. Ooh, by the way, now I can see how this can, I don't see why that can't double up. Okay, let's try that again. I roll for the first strength point, say I roll a 1, that's blowback, I get, the coalition gains a point. I don't see a reason to stop, because it's 2 strength points. I roll again. Not again, but I'm rolling for the second strength point. Let's say I roll a 1 again. I don't see why these cannot, there's nothing in the rules that says these are not cumulative. So now the AP, the coalition would gain another AP. As a matter of fact, let's keep going, although this would be so unlikely, but then I would go on to the next unit. Let's say I roll another 1. Coalition would gain another AP. And let's say for the 4th strength point altogether, 2nd strength point for the 2nd unit, I roll another 1. Now again, this is a very low probability, but as far as I know, the result of all of this is that nothing would change in the target hex, and the coalition will have gained 4 AP action points because of this. Okay. Now start over. If let's say the first, now let's say I roll and I get a 6 for the very first roll, for the first strength point, for the first SF unit. This is an R2 or Rebellion 2. Flip the garrison to friendly side, so the garrison becomes Russian Confederation friendly. If there are other ground units in the hex, then retreat those units 1 hex. So these units would retreat. There's nothing that says I would stop. If a result causes the flipping of a garrison and there are still SF remaining in the hex, they cannot be committed elsewhere or withdrawn. Oh, but that doesn't mean that they actually stop quote-unquote attacking. So again, rules as written, I would continue on. Now why would I do that? Oh, here's the deal. Here's a deal. Here's a situation where I would want to stop, because at this point I've changed the garrison. I've pushed out the other unit, the non-garrison unit. Now the only result to the friendly side. Flip the garrison from the... Now the only result I can get is a negative result. Basically, I have to continue rolling? I guess so. And if I get a 1, so now 6 results in that, which is great. What if I roll 3 more 1s after that? If I have to roll for each strength point, I guess that's what it means. I guess that's what it means. Now let's go back. There's one more. Let's say there is not a garrison unit in there. Let's do this one. I roll... Let's say I roll a... Say I roll a 5. Well, actually, it's a 5 or a 6. Flips. Actually, a 5 or 6 flips it. So it actually doesn't matter. Roll a 5. Alright, let's say I roll a 5 on the first try. That flips it. Now, okay, now I'm saying you have to roll for every other... I mean, it doesn't say you can voluntarily not roll. The thing is, there's a negative result. On a roll of 1, to make this really clear, that's a negative because you're giving the enemy an action point. But I guess that is a result of your SF activity. Alright. That's how I'm going to play it. That's the only way that leaves... That's the only way that leaves nothing, no stone unturned. So I got that wrong. It says, in the case of a result that flips the garrison unit and there are still SF remaining in the hex, it just says SF remaining in the hex. It doesn't say SF units, which obviously implied, but that would also be 1 strength point. So now to take, let's say it's not 2 units, it's only 1 unit. The first, so now we go back to the original. So this could almost be, well not really, but if I roll a 6, great, I flip the garrison, but now I'm thinking I have to roll for the second strength point, and if I roll a 1, then it's blowback, the coalition gets a point. So that was really a split result. Together. You flip the garrison, you turn the garrison friendly. In other words, you take control of the city, so to speak. No, that is true. That is, it's not just flipping the garrison. You've now taken control of the city, which, by the way, now this is significant because this, for example, is a minor base and it's a port. So this is an objective hex, which means that it is worth VP, victory points. So I'm going to finish off this video. I'm going to go ahead and, there it goes. And now, just like I said, I'm rolling for the second one. 2 is no effect, but 6 is to flip it. And now